Hi, everybody. Mr. Wyatt again, and today we are going to be looking at Topic 7, Section 7, Surface Area of Pyramids. Surface area of pyramids. I have good news for you. What we're doing today is very, very similar to what we did yesterday. Now, I won't have a top secret video for you today or a formula for you to use. We really are going to have to look at these pyramids, find the area of each of their faces, and then add them together to find the total surface area of that figure. Um, if you look at this figure here that's in blue, it's shaded blue, we have a pyramid. And I want you to think about what shapes do you see here? What shapes do we have for the different faces of this pyramid? Well, I'm noticing pyramids always have triangles in them. Um, so we have triangle. We have four triangles, in fact. Not only do we have four triangles, but all four triangles, well, they're identical to each other. Because if you look at the base, which is at the bottom of this figure, the base happens to be a square. All right. So we have this square down here. It shows right here, this is 3 feet wide. It's also 3 feet this way. I could write that in here. So that base is 3 by 3 feet. Could you find the area of that base pretty quickly and easily? Yeah, you just take length times width. So that one square, you would just take 3 times 3 to find its area, and you find out the base has an area of 9 square feet. Now, these four triangles that you see here, like here's one right here on the side here. Since the base is a square, won't all four triangles be the same? They'll all have a base of 3 and a height of 5. So to find the area of a triangle, remember this formula here, we take 1/2 times the base times the height. So in this case, that would be 1/2 times the base is 3 times the height, which is 5. And so that would equal 1/2 times 15, since 3 times 5 is 15. And half times 15 is 7.5, or 7 and 1/2. You may use a calculator for this. So these four triangles are each 7.5, or 7.5 square feet, but there are four of them. So you could take 4 and multiply that by 7.5. And that'll give you the total area of those four triangles all together. So we'll take 7.5 times 4. You can use a calculator, but that comes out to exactly 30. So our total surface area for this pyramid is 30 for the four triangles plus 9 for that square base. We have a total of 39 square feet. Okay. Did that end up being easier than you expected it to be? I think that came out to be a little easier than you might have. So this 7.5 that I found here, when I found that to be the area of one of those triangles, I'm going to call that capital T, or big T. Yesterday, if you watched that top secret video, you saw I referred to the area of the base with big B. For the area of each of these triangular faces, I'm going to call that big T. So to find the area of those four triangles, I took 4 and I multiplied by the area of one of those triangles, big T, which was 7.5, to get that total of 30. And then what people tend to forget is they forget also to find the area of that square and add that on, because we do have a total of 5. If you look here, we have a total of 5 faces. 4 are triangles, all of them identical to each other, and then 1 square. Find the area of those 5 faces, add them together to get your total surface area. Okay, let's look at another one. Here I have a pyramid again, and what shape is its base? This one, the drawing is a little bit different because we only see these two faces that are showing, the others are hidden. Imagine this was all solid. But I could draw in, for example, something like this, and then come on up here to kind of show those other faces where they would be. But the base, it looks like a rectangle, but if you look at the measurements, it's 8 by 8. So we have one square base again. And if we have that one square base, then all four of the triangular faces that go around the lateral surface have to be identical to each other. They all have a base of 8 and a height of 5. This has a base of 8 and a height of 5 also, and that side also. All right, so to find the area of that one square, we can just take length times width, 8 times 8, which is 64. That's pretty easy, right? Now the four triangles, we're going to take 4 and we're going to multiply by whatever we get when we take 1/2 times the base times the height. Okay? So that's 4 times 1/2 times, now the base and the height of the triangle, the base is 8, the height is 5. So I have times 8 and then times 5. Okay? You know, 4 times 1/2 is 2. So we really have 2 times 8 times 5. And if you do the math on that, you get 80. So the four triangles together have an area of 80 square inches. The one square has an area of 64 square inches. So just add those together. 80 plus 64 is 144. And then we just have to label it. Area is always square units. So we have 144 square inches in this example. Okay. Now, are you thinking that's pretty easy? It's not bad, right? Since all of those triangular faces, all four of them are identical. So you just find the area of one of those triangles, and again, we can call that big T, and then multiply that by 4 to get the area of all four of those triangles together. But then you still have to add to that the area of the base, big B, okay? All right, now look at this example. How is this one different from the previous two? Well, if you look closely at this one, let's see what we have for faces. The base is not a square this time. We have 5 by 5 here, but if you look carefully, the base happens to be a triangle. So it's different from the previous example, okay? And all the lateral faces are triangles as well. What's nice about this one, though, is all four faces, and yes, there are 4 faces here. Come on now. It's fighting me. It doesn't want to write nicely. Okay, then I'll just leave it alone. Sometimes if somebody's cranky, it's best to leave them alone, right? So I'm going to leave that alone. We have 4 faces. They're all identical triangles. So if we find the area of one of those triangles and then multiply by 4, won't we have the surface area of this entire pyramid? I believe we will. So again, to find the area of a triangle, you take 1/2 times the base times the height. Once we get that value, the area of one of those triangles, we'll multiply by 4. Some of you might be thinking, well, if we're just going to take 4 times 1/2, can't I just take 2 times 5 times 4.3 and then be done? Yes, you can take 2 times 5 times 4.33, and that would be 43.3 square centimeters. Oh my goodness, were you expecting surface area of pyramids to be this easy? All right, I better show my work though, for those of you that aren't following what I just did. We're taking 4 times, and then we have 1/2 times the base, which is 5, times the height, which is 4.33. Okay, So you can do the math on this. You can use a calculator. 5 times 1/2 times 4.3. Let's see what I get. I keep saying 4.3, but it's 4.33. So 4.33 times 5 times, now how would I multiply by 1/2? Well, 1/2 as a decimal is 0.5, isn't it? So I'm going to multiply by 0.5 on my calculator. I get 10.825. That's the area of one of those triangular faces. And then I'll multiply by 4. Because all 4 of these triangles in this figure are identical. And you know what I get? 43.3 square centimeters. Same answer. Okay? So 43.3 square centimeters. I kind of feel like I should do one more. Let's take a look at one more example. And so let's study this figure here for a little bit. We have a pyramid. We know that because pyramids always come up to one vertex point here. And then the base is the side that is opposite that vertex point. So here's our base down here at the bottom of this figure. And what shape is that base? Well, again, it's a triangle. It's 20 by 20 by 20, right? Well, anyway, these are all identical. These are all identical triangles. We have 4 faces. We have the 3 going around the lateral surface and 1 on the bottom. They're all identical. So if you can find the area of one of those triangular faces, multiply it by 4, and you're going to have the surface area of this entire figure. So to find the area of that triangular base, you take 1/2 times the base times the height. The base is 20. The height is 17.3. Once you have the area of that face, then you just multiply that by 4 because all 4 faces are identical. All right, so half of 20 is 10. 10 times 17.3 is 173. Remember, when multiplying by 10, you can just move the decimal point to the right one space. So we have 173 is the area of one face. Now just multiply by 4. Okay, and you get what, 692 it looks like. Oh, Mr. Wyatt trying to do too much in his head. We'd better check this. 173 times 4 equals, oh, it is 692, and it is square centimeters. Area is always square units. So there it is. I hope you found this lesson pretty helpful, and I hope you found this to be even a little bit easier than working with the prisms because we have fewer sides, and more of them tend to be the same as each other. So that kind of helps make things a little bit more efficient for us. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.